I was thinking about something another guitarist posted about getting discouraged by watching virtuoso guitarists online and all that, and it just got me thinking because I mean, becoming a skilled guitarist, it's like special forces selection, man. 100 people will show up, but only three will get their Yarborough. It's insane, and and I for a long time I couldn't figure out why, because I've tried to teach people guitar and I've tried to help people, and I in all my life, I've been playing guitar for let me see, almost 25 years. I know, thank you. But and in that time, of all the people I've helped, only one ever got better than me, and that's my goal. When I help somebody, I want them to be better than me. Um, and the trait that he had, and I myself had when I was learning, and still am, you never stop learning, uh, was he didn't get discouraged. And I never got discouraged. And I tried to think about it, like, well, what keeps people like him and I from getting discouraged? Well, for him, on top of being a talented musician, he was also a cage fighter and a bodybuilder, and, just the kind of person that they don't give up on anything. For me, I'm not like that. If I'm not interested, I will give up as fast as the rest of them. But when it came to guitar, I just naturally, I think I was too curious and too driven to be a musician to ever get discouraged. It never crossed my mind. I never once in my life have ever thought, oh man, I'm just going to quit playing guitar. There's definitely been whole years when I haven't even touched the damn thing, but that wasn't like a big I give up sort of thing. It was just I'm interested in other shit right now. And but yeah, that just for me on a personal note, that I was just always too curious. And when I was younger, I would run into guitarists who were more skilled than me, but most of them were older than me. I was a kid. So maybe time, I just learned at the right time. I don't know. But what I do know is I didn't care about other guitarists at all. I was just whatever. I was just curious, if they would show me how they were doing what they were doing, I'd be interested. If not, fuck them. I only cared about, well, how does Zach Wilde do this? How does Dimebag do this? How does Jimmy do this? How does Eddie Van Halen do this? How does Tony Iommi do this? I never got discouraged. I just wanted to know how they did it. And then I would learn how to do it. And some things take a lot of work. And that's the other side of this, is guitar does take a lot of time. Your body has to learn how to play guitar. Right? That's why learning guitar is weird compared to a lot of instruments, because I play a lot of instruments. I do percussion, bass, which, that's kind of a loaded thing. Anyway, I guess I don't play a lot of instruments, but I play a few instruments. And what's different about guitar is your whole body has to adapt. Your brain has to adapt. Your hands and it all has to adapt. That's why when you learn guitar, there really is like this, especially when you're just learning, every 6 months or so, things that you were struggling with yesterday, all of a sudden you can do them because your body just finally adapted to it. It just clicks. Guitar is an instrument that periodically just clicks. The last time I learned how to do something was my first sweep progressions. And mind you, at this point, I'd already been shredding for 15 years, and it still took me 3 months of whenever I had time, whenever I picked up my guitar, at least 3-4 times a week, uh, of active effort before I got like my first sweep, and it was just one, and then I like, oh, how did I do that? And then and then I'd get a couple more sweeps, and now I have a couple of sweep progressions that I can pull off, but even for a skilled guitarist, there are things that take time, and it's important that you don't get discouraged. Now, how you go about that, I don't know. For me, like I said, it was my curiosity in the instrument. It was my curiosity of the craft that just burned so hot that I could never feel discouraged. But there's also a case to be made for youthful exuberance. I started learning when I was 12. I would say it took me till I was about 16 to be professional level. I had learned probably about 70% of the skills I still have today by the time I was 16. And back then, dude, I was driven as all fuck. I was literally rehearsing in negative 10 degrees in an unheated shop with a ragtag band I'd pulled together. But yeah, that's it. There's not much more value in this video. The bottom line is, don't stop giving a fuck about other guitarists. Focus on the music you love. Focus on what you want to do, and keep at it. All right. It is a long haul instrument.